every couple, if you are together long enough, you are going to go through times where one partner wants it more than the other, and it can change at different points of the relationship and of life.
The biggest thing I think is when you're at work, you get stressed out, you come home, and it's just not either reading in the mood. We both have busy careers and stuff. We both run businesses, creating space to make time for each other.
What's come up for us probably the most and challenging is like when it's like kid nights, it's like the kids will go to bed and we're gonna like still like get it in. It's so easy for the kids to just like take over.
Date nights is in particular prioritizing, especially if the kids are not around, making sure that we're taking time for each other. With Kid Night on Wednesday.
I read a really interesting research article today looking at scheduling sex and planning sex. If people believed planning sex was not hot, then it would actually be not hot. But if they believed it was just as hot as spontaneous sex, then it actually was just as hot as spontaneous sex.
Understanding your own needs and what you can do to work towards solving, getting your needs met as well.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Lounge. I have a treat for you today. We are talking about something we've talked about before, which is desire mismatch. But we are talking about it from a man's perspective. So I have with me to introduce you guys to my partner, Mike. And we are going to talk today. I'm going to get his thoughts on this topic to help you guys. And I also want to remind you that we are in love season right now. And for our love season, you can get my 4-day to better sex jumpstart course for 30% off. So links for that will be in the show notes. There will be a coupon code for 30% off that will expire soon. So make sure you take advantage of that. And without further ado, welcome to the lounge, Mike.
Thanks for having me over. I'm happy, excited to share what we got here, but not too personal, I hope.
A little personal, but keep it in, the realms of our own love and our own special bubble and all that too, of course. So let's jump in. So we, like every couple out there, like one of the things that I feel is that every couple, if you are together long enough, you are going to go through times where one partner wants it more than the other, and it can change at different points of the relationship and of life. So within our own experience and within our own love bubble of things that we have experienced with desires, my question for you is, what have our own desire mismatches as they've come up? What have they taught you about keeping the spark alive?
The biggest thing I think is, I guess as you get older, the stress takes more of a impact, both sides. From my experience, and if I recall, just a number of times when you're at work, you get stressed out, you come home, and it's just not either reading in the mood, of course, as you know, and then having we both have busy careers and stuff. We both run businesses. I had got 3 kids and everything, and just a lot of different factors outside that can impact the navigating all the logistics, and then on top of that, coming back, creating space to make time for each other. That's really, I would say, the biggest thing I've learned in the past time.
Yeah, because I feel like what's come up for us probably the most and challenging is like, oh, okay, well, we have, the kid nights, and sometimes the kids are with their mom. And, when it's like kid nights, it's like, oh, yeah, kids will go to bed and we're going to still get it in. And I think it's pretty rare that when the kids go to bed on some of those nights, because we're so involved and it's such a part of it. And it's so easy, I think, for the kids to just we could just allow that to take over. So what do you think? Do you think we've done anything in particular? Just when you're saying create time, how do you how is that looked in your mind as far as organizing that to make sure that we still prioritize each other?
Yes, no, yes, 100%. There's a lot of it is, and the fact that we enjoy the kid time is fun. It's just engaging. That we don't have to it's so integrated and easy and fun just to hang out with all of us. So we kind of almost not forget, but kind of okay. Well, we're gonna get it to the weekend, and we'll get it to the other. So the things we navigate, how do we create space? They're saying how we create space for each other, or
How do we
with
keep
or without the kids, or with stress and
how are we keeping the spark alive? Like, what do you think we're doing that keeps that alive?
date nights is in particular, prioritizing, especially if the kids are not around, making sure that we're taking time for each other. That's probably the number one thing. It's like, okay, prioritizing. Okay, we got working, and then we got a Thursday and a Friday. Oh crap, we're busy Thursday, Friday. So I'm gonna come over on a Tuesday to make sure that we can all have, because we're kid night on Wednesday. So that's probably the number one thing.
Yeah, and that's one of the points too I think I wanted to make for everybody too, because I read a really interesting research article today. I haven't told you about this yet, but it was looking at scheduling sex and planning sex, and because a lot of people will believe if it's like not spontaneous, if it's like scheduled, then it's not as hot. And what this article said, and this research was just published a month ago, so it's like, or several months ago when this video is coming out. But at the time of making this video, it was about a month ago, in November. And what the article, what this research found was that if people believed planning sex was not hot, then it would actually be not hot. But if they believed it was just as hot as spontaneous sex, then it actually was just as hot as spontaneous sex. And what they also found was that when people reprogrammed their mind, so they gave people in this study, they gave them like a research paper that said, hey, planning sex can actually be hot. And then they actually found that if people were doubting that and they thought, oh, it's not hot, and they read the study, then actually they were finding as they planned it, it actually became hot. So I don't feel like it's not like we plan it to the level of like, oh yeah, we're always going to have sex at this time. But I do feel like we do plan it in a way because we look and it's like,
we're creating space for it.
Right.
Okay, it usually happens, but sometimes life does get in the way. But it's really just creating space for each other to allow that to flower.
To unfold. Right. So it's like that awareness of like, wow, it's been some days, and like looking at the calendar, this is the only time in the week we have to connect. So we better both like commit and prioritize it. Otherwise it won't get in. Is that what you'd say? Yeah. Okay. So my next question for you, my love, is what advice would you give men out there who feel rejected when a partner libidos drops and they come on to her and she's maybe saying no and no and no, and maybe it's because, and probably is because, her libido is just dropped. And I think this can lead to a lot of rejection, and I think it's something that we don't talk a lot about in the wellness space. Is we talk about like rejection and dating, right, and the impact of that, but we don't talk a lot about like the rejection that we can actually have from our partner. So do you have advice for men, like if they're feeling rejected by their partner that way?
Thinking through.
I have to take a break from what we were just talking about because I'm so excited to introduce you to a couple of my favorite toys on the market. Because one of the things I really, really am passionate about when it comes to sexual health, pleasure, passion, is not only those things, because those are very important, but it's also helping you find ways to deeply heal. And this is why I love the company Mystery Vibes so much, because their products I've seen to do just that. So I'm going to tell you about a couple of these. I have a product for women and a product for men here. So this is the female product. This is called the Crescendo 2. You will have links in the show notes. You will also get discounts on this. If you use the code Libido20, you will get discounts on this product. And what's so cool about this product from a pleasure standpoint, and then we're going to talk about a health standpoint, but from a pleasure standpoint, look what I can do with this product. It is so bendable. So it has all of these hinges where you can bend it in all of these different ways. And what that's allowing you to do is be very specific around which part of the interior of the vagina, G-spot, etc., that you are going to access and stimulate. Now, what internal studies have shown on this particular product is that it increases arousal about 73% and lubrication up to 93%. So that's where I'm talking about, hey, we can get all of this uniqueness of pleasure. We can pinpoint those spots. We can wake up our vagina in ways that maybe other vibrators can't, because you can't get the level of maneuverability and flexibility that you can with this toy. And all of that. And then you can also see in many people an increase in arousal and lubrication for that deep healing component. Also, another product that Mystery Vibe has for women that also has been shown to improve arousal as well as lubrication is called the Libido. I will also put a link in the show notes about that. It's a cock ring that vibrates the entire vulva. It's phenomenal. So also look for that. Again, the code you're looking for is Libido 20 for that discount. And now for all the gentlemen watching. So this is the Tenuto 2. So this toy is amazing because it has been researched to improve erections by double. So erections get better, performance gets better, and it can help with prostate health. So it's a super easy toy to use. It looks a little bit strange when you're looking at it, but all you're gonna do is you're gonna just do penile insertion right here. This back part will sit back on the perineum, and voila, there you go. So again, Libido 20 for this. If you guys want better erections, if you want to be harder longer, if you want to please your partner longer, and women, if you want to have a better arousal, better lubrication, and wake up those parts of your vagina so that not only are you experiencing more pleasure, more passion, better orgasms in many cases, but you are also deeply healing yourself as well. So again, those will be in the show notes. I hope you take advantage of these discounts and the coupon codes there. Libido 20 is your coupon code. I will see you all in a moment as we get back to our show.
Quick word from our sponsors before we continue with the episode.
Ladies, midlife isn't a crisis. It's a power move. On the Mature Allure podcast, we're flipping the script on aging, beauty, wellness, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sherry O, here to keep it real, fun, and fearless. Ready to embrace every chapter? Hit play on Mature Allure wherever you listen to podcasts.
Midlife your way, that's Mature Allure.
I think the biggest for a man, obviously, typically, I don't know my experience, people that I talk to, guys have a higher sex drive in general. That's not broad generalization. And I was obviously the first thing to do is to talk to your partner and find out what's going on. Maybe there's certain circumstances or certain, if could be, is it a temporary thing? Is it a permanent thing? Or is it what are the expectations? Are you, if say, for example, one partner wants, sex X times a week, and the other person wants double that time. It's okay. Then what can you do to fill that gap? And I might take a lot of times, it could be life changers as far as you're getting older, the different changes you're going through, and that can, on top of stress, on top of getting into, I'm 50 now, and just going, there's some definitely some different changes. So as far as advice, it's more like staying in tune of what, reading the room in terms of your partner, talk to your partner, and understanding your own needs and what you can do to work towards getting your needs met as well. So I think we can dive deeper on that.
Has there been anything because my desire is definitely lower than yours right now. Has there been anything about that has surprised you in the way that we've navigated it, or anything that you've thought has been helpful or not helpful in the way that we've navigated that?
Well, it doesn't always have to be just sex. It's more of understood than that. It can having a shared space, and if it's something that you can get, for guys to have some fun, and it may or may not be just sex. It could just be other levels of stimulations, or blowjobs, or anything else out there that can really help. Kind of smooth the ride as always. And again, it's the guy's job to also express, hey, I have a little bit more needs. You can actually express that, and then in a way that, and also make your partner want to do it. It may not be just sex, but give her maybe the back massage, and give her kind of feeling the loving feeling to kind of take care of you as well. That'd be my take for the guys.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you told me the other day that I have back massages on demand, which is not entirely true because you have to work and you have kids, and there's plenty of times you're going to be like, no. But the point of that is,
If I decline, what if I said no?
well, you said not now.
Well,
Point is, though, that like that level of just giving and providing and showing up in that way, I think, at least in our relationship, I think there's a huge amount of wanting to make sure there's a level of reciprocity. And it's not like tit for tat by any means. It's not like we're keeping a scorecard. It's more around like, oh, you're taking care of me and I want to take care of you. And that's sort of like the energy, the kind of the fundamental value I think that we both share. And probably one of the fundamental values I think that people like just get off track with being on the same team on.
Right.
Would you say?
Yeah, 100%. I guess you could say I'm always trying to be reading what your partner wants. So, oh yeah, I wish, if you hear your partner say something, I wish X, Y, Z, take notes. And to if you can, if it's something about that you can fulfill, maybe it's, vanity or not, sometimes it's, one bigger thing, I'm a little messier than she is. Keeping, we have separate places, and keeping my place neat is actually a huge value add when she comes over. So that's just like one of the things that we actually had conversations about, of trying to make sure, and actually, that's something I actually missed. The cues that I actually missed was keeping my place clean, and she took the initiative to actually, have a conversation with me to help. Okay, this is actually something important to us. So once it actually helped a lot to actually have my place clean. That's what I'd noticed. So.
And okay, so another thing I think is worth talking about is like how, because like the way when I'm making requests of you or vice versa, I think we've like navigated that so well. So in this example, when I was asking you and talking about like, hey, I want to change the way this place is kept up, what about that approach works for you?
You were pretty direct, but that helps. I mean, when somebody's direct, that to me, and it's kind of the way it started was, I'm pretty nonchalant with being a little messier, and my kid kind of followed that same pattern. And when she made a comment about something, hey, could you something about keeping the trash can? Oh yeah, something. I made some like a trashy joke, and my kid started laughing, and it was actually not the response that she was looking for. So that triggered, okay, a conversation that, okay, this is actually a value for her to keep the place clean, because how she feels, whatever. It's one of the core values that she was brought up with that I was not. It was attempted by my parents, but they did not succeed as well as they should have. So.
And I think where that like applies like sexually, like one of the things that I've noticed is like those things. And I think a lot of humans have their own version of this, right? And the version of what I notice is when a place is clean and organized, it's almost like my brain can rest and can focus. So it's so much easier than if my partner's coming on to me to be like, oh, I'm not seeing the dirt on the floor. I'm not seeing all the other things. And it's easier for me to actually be present to the pleasure. And I think what you're talking about around like the joke, you're right. Cause like there was a moment when it was like, oh, it's just immediate joke, where like I think I pulled back and had a moment of like, wow, I'm not being taken seriously or something. But you quickly recognize that. And yeah. And
because you were direct. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anything else that you feel like from a desire mismatch standpoint is like something you've learned and how we navigate that?
Biggest thing, I mean, like I said, is making sure that you can make requests, and getting creative. Even if you the boys need to get footage from fun footage, use that as a tool on your own time, and that can be what other desire mismatches, but communicating and get a little creative. That's probably the top two.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you for sharing all that, my love, and appreciate you for being here. And thank you, everybody. Please do post your comments down here. Tell us what you think of Boyfriend Edition. Would love to have Mike back again. And please also look in the comments for that 30% off coupon for the Libido Jumpstart program. That is 4 days to better sex with your partner. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for listening to the Libido Lounge. Please don't keep me a secret. Please share this with your friends. You can find me on YouTube, on Instagram, as well as how to work with me at mylibidodoc.com.